we can't really talk about college funding properly without at least mentioning the total fit. Your kid's academic profile, their social needs, any special needs they may have, your family's financial situation are the critical ones that have to be aligned to find the right school for you at the best price. In this video, we're going to start the beginning of how to find the right financial fit for your student and your family situation. These are the four basic college business models that most people see. We routinely see 25, 35, 50, 75,000 for 1 year of college. Several of the Ivies are over $80,000. Just to get a 4-year bachelor's degree can cost $75,000, $150,000, $250,000 or more. And that's if they finish in 4 years, which less than half of students do. So the good news is that the total cost of attendance is a sticker price. And if you start early enough and you learn enough, that sticker price can become almost irrelevant once you really know how to shop for colleges. College pre-approval is the best process I have found to do that. It's helped hundreds, if not thousands of families successfully navigate this part of the college funding maze. The concept goes like this. When you're looking for a new home, one of the first things a good realtor is going to tell you is, okay, go get a mortgage pre-approval letter. And when you get that letter, they're going to ask you how much money you make, where do you work, how long have you worked there, what's your credit score, your other debts. They're just trying to figure out what is the maximum amount of loan that they can give to you that they think you can repay, which won't get you or them in trouble. So if I were to walk into a bank and say, hey, this is my dream home. I am now 18 years old and I want this, can I have it? They're going to be doing me a very big service by saying, no, you're just denied. Jay-Z and Beyonce can afford that house, but you can't actually afford that house. I couldn't afford the taxes on that house. I probably couldn't afford the utilities. We should never put ourselves in a situation where we want something bad that we can't actually afford. And the problem with college today is we can go look at those dream houses and we can test drive things, and we don't really understand exactly what we're looking at or how much is truly going to cost. We fall in love with it, and then we found out we can't afford it. With student loans, there's really no loan officer making sure you can pay these loans back. So if your child bought a $250,000 house or a car, and after 3 years they wanted to get rid of it, they could get most of their money back. But that's just not true with student loans. You can't sell your college credits, and 3/4 of a degree doesn't get you the job. So shopping for college is actually far more important than shopping for a house or a car. The way that most people shop for college is absolutely backwards. They start off usually on spring break, maybe through the summer, and they're going to look at the rock climbing walls and the lazy rivers, and there's video game teams, and it's crazy. The whole place looks like a party. They're going to want it. They're going to want it bad. And the folks that are on those campuses walking backwards, giving you the tour, they are very, very good salespeople because they're competing for students on a national level. But since you guys are going to be educated consumers, instead of going shopping first, we need to figure out how much do we have, right? That's the first step. what's our maximum student loans, and what are the net costs for schools. So another way to think of that is your personal resources plus your maximum student loan is the maximum net cost we should be looking at. And only then do we start looking for schools that are within that budget. This worksheet is for my software, but it's the same basic worksheet I'm going to give you. In just about 15 minutes, you can get some real clarity and awareness doing this college pre-approval sheet. What do you have now? What will you have before college? How are we going to use these assets? That can reduce the stress and anxiety and help you make a much wiser, clearer decision. Only about 1 in 5 families has a college savings plan. And so it takes a lot of different things to pay for college. So we are going to look at that 529 and what you can contribute up until then. But we're also going to look at parent pledged assets and whatever monthly cash flow you can pay for then. Students aren't free to have at home. If you ask somebody with a few teenage boys what their grocery bill is, and then see what that grocery bill is after they go to college, there's a big difference. So one of the things we want to do is see what we can pledge in monthly cash flow to see if we can get the American Opportunity Tax Credit. Basically, tax credits are better than deductions. They're usually 3 to 4 times better. The magic AOTC numbers are 334 and 167. So if you can do $334 a month every month, you'll be able to get the full credit, $2,500. If you can't do that, if you can at least just do the $167 a month, you can get that most important 100% of that first $2,000. We also want to look at student pledged assets. Part-time money can be more than $200 a month. So is that all going to be spending money, or is some of it going to go towards college? If it is, that can add up to almost $10,000 over 4 years, right? That's $10,000 in student loans we don't have to take. That's $100 a month we don't have to pay back. Another thing that I really want to mention is grandparent help can hurt as much as it helps. You really can talk to your mom and dad about money, and I know most of you don't feel comfortable asking, but we're not asking for the money. We're asking for awareness about what they already want to do. So there's a big difference between $5,000 period and $5,000 a year. And there is some danger of financial aid disruption in grandparents' dollars. It can disrupt the financial aid the following year up to about 50%. So we just want to get them on board and do this as a team so that every dollar is spent the wisest way it can be, right? We want all that help to be actually helpful. This career budget projection, I know it's a beautiful word, right? But you could just think of it like a postcard from the future. You're giving your team the tool to think long term and to think more like a 25-year-old. Going through this with your team can take up to an hour. It's only about 10 minutes of math, but it's not about the math. It's about them going through the process of trade-offs. There is only so much money, time, and resources. Scarcity means trade-offs and choosing wisely and choosing according to your values. So this can be one of the most valuable lessons in your teen's life. These tools are available on our website. You can find them all at Black Swan CFP and then click Your Free College Money Report. On mobile, it's in the pull-down menu.